Speaker. He's a cheerful, upbeat entertainer. He's been hosting and writing TV shows for decades. He's renowned for his high energy and creativeness. He was on Dancing with the Stars, but he was eliminated in round 5 and told to stick to his day job. He's a true all-rounder. He's already fostered a deep connection with audiences. Please give it up for Walter Neilands!
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here. Alan, you legend. That was so cool. It's really cool. I'm a massive fan of Alan and it's awesome to be here. It's so cool to see so many familiar faces. Huge fan of Don and the brand Remax. Hands up, who's already seen me around, by the way? Anyone seen me around before? I've popped into the Remax office and really formed a tight connection with Remax. So I thought I'd start off with sharing a little bit about myself and what I do. So I actually run a video production company called Screen Grab. So I do little bits and bobs of television here and there, but a big part of what I do is actually empowering other people in their presentation skills. And I know that in real estate, that is a massive part of what you're out there doing. Now, has anyone read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People? Yeah? Oh, awesome. That's an amazing book. Now, I'd like to start with a quote from the very beginning of that book, and that is, if you're in business, your biggest problem is probably people. Now, I don't think people are a problem, but I think sometimes our people skills can be. So I thought I'd share with you a few things that I've picked up over the years that have helped me with how I deal with people in my daily life. Because I believe that when it comes to real estate, it's actually more about people than it is about property. So the first thing I'd love to share with you is actually around anxiety. Who's felt anxiety perhaps even this year, as early as this year? Anyone felt that early? Yeah, like with COVID and you're in business and maybe it's when you're out there and you're prospecting or dealing with people. Maybe you got a big meeting with Don Ha. He's a super awesome guy. I love every time I catch up with Don. But how do you deal with anxiety? Well, here's a really cool thing about anxiety. If you're feeling anxious before you go into a meeting, is that it's actually the same physically as it is with excitement. So a few years ago, there was the Olympics were on, and the journalist was out there actually interviewing all the athletes. So they'd just been doing, their track and field event, and they were all, a bit jingly and whatnot. And the interviewer was going around and asking them, hey, how are you feeling? Are you nervous? And they'd keep asking all of the athletes if they were nervous. And every single athlete, every time would say, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. So, and the reason why the journalist had said, are you nervous? Is because they themselves reckon they would have been nervous going into a big event like that. So let's look at the symptoms of anxiety. So when you're anxious, what's happening? Your heart's pumping, thumping in your chest, you're getting clammy hands, and you're visualizing the future, but not in a very good way if you're anxious. But then let's look at what happens if you're excited. Your heart's also pumping, your hands are a bit clammy, but you're visualizing the future in a great way. So it's much easier to actually make a mental shift from being anxious to excitement than it is from anxious to being calm. So if you're going into an event, maybe you're going to be speaking up on stage like this or meeting with a prospect and you're really feeling anxious about it, just remember that if you simply frame it differently in your mind, from going, oh no, this is going to turn into a car crash, what are the bad things that could happen here? How bad could I look if I screw this up in front of Ellen and Donna and the whole room here? Or if you instead think, what good could come from this opportunity that I'm about to go into? I'm feeling anxious right now, but what great thing could happen when I pull this off? So that's just a simple tip. So next time you're feeling anxious, remember it's so easy to simply reframe it into excitement. Next up, I'd love to do a rapport building activity. So what I'd like is everyone to stand up out of your seats. That's actually good. Have a quick shake if you like as well. Okay, so hands up, who's actually heard of matching and mirroring? I'm surprised. One person. Oh, a couple, 3. Awesome. Okay, cool. This is a really cool thing. So it's been discovered that when people are in rapport and you're really connected with people, naturally we actually come in sync with each other and we tend to actually mimic each other. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like you to pick a partner, could be anyone that you're next to, and do rock, paper, scissors with them. Okay, okay, so let's go. All right, rock, paper, scissors with your partner. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, cool. All right, hands up, all our winners. Who's won? Nice. Okay. Oh, we got some sore losers now. Oh, we're still battling it out. Okay. Oh, we're going non-stop here. Oh, you're on round 3? Okay, cool. All right, hands up. Oh, we're still going. Okay, hands up, all our winners in the room. Yeah, round of applause for our winners. You legends. You've done the impossible. Okay, so our winners, what you're going to do for the next 1 minute, 60 seconds all up, is simply share a story with your partner about your most recent holiday. Share a story about it and go for it. 60 seconds. Okay. Looking around. All right, I'm going to stop it right there. Everybody freeze where you are. Don't move at all. I don't want to have to shoot you. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so if we look around the room, let's have a look at what people are doing. So you'll notice that naturally, if you built rapport, you would have copied each other. So for example, if you're standing kind of angled away from each other, then the other person might be a bit angled to you as well. If you've got your hand on a chair like that, you've automatically synced up. You are copying one another. That's a sign of building rapport. Perhaps you've crossed your arms. Did anybody notice something similar that their partner did that was listening to them tell their story? Did anyone notice that? Yeah? They listened? Oh, that's good. So it's a good story then. That's awesome. So we typically naturally do this. So here's the thing. So if you're the one that's doing the talking, say you're pitching, say to a client, you're a real estate professional, if you notice that the prospect or the person you're wanting to do business with is not actually copying you, then in any way, maybe at all, then it's likely that you haven't synced up, that you're not quite in rapport. And a way to check that is that, let's just say you're both sitting at a table, one of you's leaning back, and you want to check if you've built a connection. Try leaning in, and if within, say, 15, 20 seconds they haven't leaned in as well, then you need to get them talking, because you need to really build that connection with them. But it also means that if you are meeting with someone, and say you are a bit nervous for whatever reason, you can actually really work on that connection with them by actually copying them a bit and matching and mirroring them. Because 55% of communication is actually our body language. So you don't have to copy everything a person does. If they scratch, you don't have to scratch anything, but just subtly, you can do that to really build that rapport with people. So I think I better wrap things up there, because I know that lunch is coming out, which is a brilliant time to be connecting with people. I'm so happy. I'm working with a few RE/MAX officers at the moment on presentation skills and abilities. And if you'd like to chat with me and you want to spend a bit more time with me, then I'd love to connect with you. I'll be back later tonight. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Nice, legends. Yeah. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.